heard it say something. Tony Clark should worry about getting a better deal for his players and not getting destroyed at the negotiating table as he was 14 months ago, instead of putting out statements saying the integrity of the game is at question with these free agents. That's what Tony should be more concerned about, because he and his little group got absolutely pummeled by the owners and Manfred. And as I've said, I'm going to say it one more time. I've said it loudly before. I know we're off the beaten path, but I'm in the mood. I'll say it again. For the first time in 50 years of player and commissioner and owner negotiations in Major League Baseball, the brains is with the owners, not the Player Association. Tony Clark is not in the same ballpark as Fear, Orza, and Marvin Miller. And Manfred is much smarter. That's a fact. Here's Ron in Pennsylvania. He's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Ron, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Hey, doing great, Chris. Hey, first time, long time, all the way back to the WSVN.
All right, Ronnie, you're in Pennsylvania there on Belichick. Let me hear your take here today. Fire away.
You got it, yeah. Hey, and I'm a lifelong Redskins fan, but I love Belichick, respect him. I wish he was coaching our team. But the whole Malcom Butler situation, you know, again, we don't know the whole story, but I think it could have been handled differently. I think he should have played, whether you sit him a quarter, whatnot. And my point is to that as well. Suppose, you know, it was a curfew infraction and it was Gronkowski or Brady. Do you really think those guys...
Well, you know, by saying that, Brady and Gronkowski, especially Brady, he would not miss a curfew.
True, but let's just...
So now you can't, let's just say, it's Tom Brady. You think Tom Brady at the Super Bowl week's going to miss a curfew there, Ron?
Most likely not. Most likely.
So let's leave him out. You want to tell me Gronkowski could? I wouldn't rule you out. But not Brady. So leave Brady out. I think if Gronkowski missed a curfew, he wouldn't have I don't think he'd play him either. Now, remember, this might be a scenario, as the last caller said, in New Orleans, this might be an issue of a litany of decision-making this year from Butler that turned Belichick off, and he was willing to let it go half the year, and then he just had it. So this might be one of those where he was annoying all year long. So you got to keep that in mind. This may have been the straw that broke the camel's back more than just one isolated incident. So keep that in mind, too. Go ahead. What else?
Yeah. No, great point, and who knows if that'll ever come out in the end. But that's all I wanted to point out. And, again, I'm a big Belichick lover, and if he ever wants to come down to D.C., come on down.
Yeah, you could use him. I'm with you on that. Eric is in Long Island, still basking in the glow. Off to the parade there on Thursday. Hopefully the Philadelphia Eagle 22-year-old won't have 10 bourbons before the parade is underway down Center Street. Go ahead there. What's my man up to today, Eric? Go ahead.
All right, Doggy, listen, I was telling Eddie, as far as the NBA and, baseball, spring training, you guys are on your own for that. So let me
yeah, I get it. Yeah, nobody's that wrapped up. And you especially, after winning a Super Bowl, is not going to be that wrapped up on, what Tony Clark says to Rob Manfred. You're right.
Now, you may hear from me around March Madness, with a big game like that. But, after we get through football, it's a little vacation. Listen, as far as Foles goes, Dog, I'm completely with you. Don't upset the apple cart here. This team's got an opportunity for some sustained success here. You don't know what you're getting with Wentz coming back off the ACL. 2019 is a whole different story. He'll be about a year and a half removed from the injury. Unless somebody's offering you a first-round pick, maybe upper second-round pick, something to make Howard.
And nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to give you a first-round pick. I don't think you're going to get a second-round pick, so that's not going to happen. Go ahead.
If that's the case, then under no circumstances am I trading this guy. You let Wentz heal. I mean, let this guy start the first month of the season. If Carson's not 100%, you have an opportunity to come out of it 2-2, 3-1. I mean, listen, they got 12 offensive starters on this team, offense and defense combined, signed through 2020, Dog. I mean, this. I'm telling you right now, the hardest championship to win is the first one. They got the monkey off their back. The franchise is going to be loose going forward. I think what we're looking at with this football team in the next couple of years is back to the early 2000s, from 01 to 04, where this team is playing deep into the playoffs year in and year out, provided everybody stays – well, you can't even say that, provided everybody stays healthy, because look what they did this year. They had five starting players on injured reserve going into the playoffs, and look, they came out with it with Super Bowl. So they got a lot of depth, this team. I mean, they're going to lose maybe Nigel Bradham and Patrick Robinson, the slot corner this year, but that's about it. A lot of these starters are signed through 2020. I'm telling you, I got a feeling this team's got some big, big opportunities.
I agree. I said that yesterday. I think the Eagles right now, their quarterbacks don't cost them a ton of money. Now they got to pay both of them $4 million and whatever. What does Wentz make with this bonus? $5-6 million a year. So they got to pay both guys, but they have quarterbacks that are theoretically underpaid. So that gives them more money to spend elsewhere on other players. The Eagles are set up right now to have a great run. There's no question about it. Larry's in Jersey, Mad Dog Unleashed. Larry, welcome. How are you?
Mad Dog, thanks for taking the call.
You got it, Larry. What's up now?
I had a couple of issues with the Super Bowl. The whole Malcom Butler thing, I think Belichick was correct. When you sign up to play with the Pats, you already know what you're signing up for, and you deter from that, you're going to pay a price. And as for the game, I don't think if we had Deion Sanders, Ron Woodson, and Eric Reed back there, the way Nick Foles was placing those passes into the bucket of these receivers, there was no stopping them. So I mean, they
well, listen, if Butler's on his game and he's into it, he couldn't have hurt. I mean, it did get killed secondary wise.
I've been watching him all year, Chris, and I mean, the defense, as far as Butler, he's a kind of aggressive corner. He overplays a lot, and a lot of times he got burned during the season. So I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. And now the team has been riding Brady for far too long. They got to reboot. They got to retool that defense. The bend and break defense is not getting it done now. And the thing is, we reached an era now where teams are going to look to outgun you.
Well, I mean, Atlanta scored a ton of points. Philadelphia scored a ton of points. They are not a great defensive team. There's no question about it. Again, Belichick has earned the right to do what he wants with his personnel. Simple as that. Anybody who denies that doesn't know anything about pro football. He has earned, he may have made a mistake, but he's earned the right to make that mistake. And he's earned the right not to be second-guessed for it, to be quite honest. I mean, nobody quite knows, and if anybody tells you they do know, they're lying. Nobody knows what exactly worked here regarding the whole last 5-6 days with Butler. I mean, I heard originally that he missed a team plane because he missed a team plane. Well, he was sick, so he wasn't on a team plane, and I'm sure they had permission to miss that flight going to Minnesota last Sunday. So no Malcom Butler on the plane. So right out of the gate, he's behind. He wasn't there on Monday, so he's behind right out of the gate. Then he gets into a bad scenario with his coaches all week. He's moaning and groaning. He's not feeling well, and he's not 100%. And then he misses a curfew. Well, you know what? Belichick has the right to sit him if that's what he wants to do. 19 in front of the hour. Mad Dog Unleashed.
Mad Dog Unleashed.